Right now, in some other universe, there's a version of you who became a concert pianist, another one who's a deep sea diver. There might even be a version of you that's a rock, just sitting on a cliff, vibing. Most of us just daydream about those other lives and, move on. But the woman in the story I'm telling you today, she actually gets thrown into all of them at the same time. And if she doesn't figure out how to survive it in the next few minutes, every single version of her and every person she's ever loved just stops existing. Here's where it starts, and I need you to appreciate the irony here. It doesn't start in space. It doesn't start on a battlefield. It starts in an IRS office. This woman, a tired, overwhelmed mom, is sitting across from an auditor, buried in receipts, just trying to save her little family business from going under. And then her husband turns to her and says something that doesn't make sense because he's not her husband anymore. He's a version of her husband from a completely different dimension. And he tells her that she is the only person in the entire multiverse who can stop what's coming. Now, to unlock the abilities of her alternate selves, she has to do things that seem absolutely ridiculous. We're talking eating chapstick, confessing love to someone she can't stand, doing things so wildly out of character that her brain basically short circuits into another body, one that knows how to fight. But the real gut punch, the villain she's up against, isn't some alien or some warlord. It's the living, breathing embodiment of the idea that nothing matters. Think about that for a second. How do you defeat someone who has literally seen everything the universe has to offer and decided none of it is worth caring about? Now, I know what this sounds like. It sounds chaotic, and honestly, it is. This film moves at a speed that should not work. One second you're watching a beautifully choreographed martial arts sequence. The next, you're in a universe where, and I'm not joking, the filmmakers imagined a reality where humans evolved with hot dogs for fingers. And somehow, even that universe makes you cry. That's the kind of wild, fearless artistic creativity we're dealing with here. But underneath all the madness, underneath the genre hopping, the visual insanity, the jokes that catch you completely off guard, there is a story that is so painfully simple, it almost embarrasses you for not seeing it sooner. It's about a mother and a daughter, that's it. A mother who's so overwhelmed by everything she should be doing that she's forgotten how to actually see the person standing right in front of her. A daughter who just wants her mom to understand her, really understand her, and is starting to believe that maybe nobody ever will. And I think that's why this movie wrecked me, because we live in a world that feels exactly like this, right? Everything is loud, everything is urgent. You can scroll through 1,000 posts and feel absolutely nothing. This film looks at that whole nothing matters, everything is noise feeling. And it doesn't dismiss it. It takes it seriously. It sits with it. And then it says something so quietly powerful that it honestly just changed how I move through my day. It says being kind is not weakness. In fact, in a universe that's falling apart, choosing to be gentle with someone, choosing to really look at them, that's not the soft option. That's the bravest, most defiant thing you can do. By the time the credits rolled, I didn't feel like I just watched a movie. I felt like someone had reached into my chest, rearranged a few things, and put them back better. It's 2 hours of explosions and absurdity that somehow doubles as the best therapy session you never signed up for. This film I've been talking about, the one that swept 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, is Everywhere, Everything, All at Once. The film was written and directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, who go by the Daniels. Michelle Yeoh delivers what I genuinely believe is one of the greatest performances ever committed to screen. And Ki-ho Kwan, the kid from Indiana Jones and the Goonies, came back to acting after 20 years away from Hollywood and absolutely shattered everyone with this role. This is day 4 of 365. And if this movie taught me one thing, one real lasting thing, it's this. In a multiverse where you could be anything, anywhere, the hardest and most important choice is to be here, right here, present, paying attention to the people you love while they're still in front of you. Go watch Everywhere, Everything, All at Once tonight. Seriously. And then come find me in the comments and tell me this. If you could verse jump into any other version of yourself, just for a day, what skill would you want to bring back? Tomorrow is day 5. I've got an animated film lined up that completely rewired how I think about fate, free will, and whether our lives are actually ours to control. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.